Morning, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to WestysAngling. I've got a few hours off work this morning, so I thought I'd come down to the canal with my dad. We're going to throw some lures about and hopefully get a couple of fish on the bank. I'm going to start off using one of these Rapala X-Rap Pito or Peto. How do you think you say it, Dad?
Pito.
So I'm going to start off on one of them. We've had really good success on them recently. Well, I have, haven't I, Dad?
Yeah, you have.
Specifically on the rainbow trout colour. So that's what I'm going to start off with. If we're really struggling, what I might do is swap onto a small spinner and a little bit of a lighter setup a bit later on. I might get a perch or something like that, eh, Dad?
Yeah, chance of either along here.
We're on the Adlington stretch of the Leeds Liverpool Canal, and by all accounts, listening to everybody in my comments, this is quite a tough stretch, or I believe it's quite a tough stretch. So we thought, we've got a few hours, we've got here for first light, and it's starting to get a bit brighter now, so we're going to start fishing. I'm using what I would call a medium strength setup today. Obviously these are 40 gram lures, so I need something substantial enough that's going to be able to cast those out. I think I'm just at the edge of the casting weight on this Advanta rod, and I've just got a small bait caster reel loaded with 40-pound braid, which you need really if you're casting decent quality lures out. If you get snagged on anything, you want a chance of getting your lure back, don't you, Dad? Especially at these prices, you're talking like 15-20 quid a lure. So I'm going to clip the rainbow trout on. I might try the perch a little bit later on today, but I'm going to start off on the rainbow. Dad's using the roach, aren't you?
Yeah.
Swing it in. Let's have a look, Dad. So there's the roach, and that's got a purple tail end.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if it's fairly dark on the camera still. Like I said, we're just getting the light. The sun will be coming over the trees in a minute, and hopefully we'll get a bit more visibility. It's been dry for the past couple of days, hasn't it? So
Yeah, it has. It lovely, isn't it?
so good conditions. It really does affect the water clarity when you get a bit of rain, and that really does put the pike off, or it reduces the visibility that they can't see the lures. So I'll show you the action on these lures, but they're a slow sinking lure and they dive nose first really slowly. They're awesome for canals because you can really cover the different layers of the water. Oh, ow. Really sharp then hooks. Oh, there we go. All right, I'm going to try over by this bridge first, because we seem to skip past it, but it's good structure this. Let's just have a bit of a practice cast. This is the kind of action I was using last time on the lure, and it seemed to get a good uptake. I had quite a few pike on it. Like I said to you before, this isn't the easiest stretch of canal. People have told me that it's really tough fishing, but there are pike in here, and it's a lot closer to us than the Rufford and Bursker stretch of the Leeds Liverpool Canal, which we've been fishing recently. And obviously, because we've only got a couple of hours, it was pointless us driving all that way. Now, I found it best to cast across canal like that and have a longer retrieve. Just let it sink a little bit and then just start kind of like pumping it on the handles, and it twitches it up in the water. Just sort of flash then. Pike's definitely come up for it. Small one, small jack pike. So let's see if we can tempt it. I've really found that having big long casts down canal like that is the best way. I feel like the pike follow it back for some distance, and you'll find that usually you'll get a take mid canal. That's how it seems to go anyway. Yeah, for 7 degrees it definitely feels cold, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Dad's got his WestysAngling towel with him today. Finally. Right, we're going to have a couple of casts under here, I think.
No tapes, right?
No, just that little jack pipe flashing up for it before. It's probably about the same size as the lure, Dad.
Amazing.
Yeah, they swing up for it. Whether they probably decide that it's too big. You don't know whether sometimes it might be a territorial response rather than a feeding response. Just been chatting to that fella that's walking his dogs down there. Lives on one of the canal barges. He said a 20-pounder come out of here yesterday. He's told me the boat that it come out around, but proper fish, that, isn't it, Dad?
That is fishing that over there.
Obviously, you don't know how accurate the weighing is, but it'd still have been a big fish. We know that they are in here in this stretch, but I think they're few and far between, aren't they?
Oh yeah, fish of that size, especially at northwest.
And I think you're better dead baiting for them, really, aren't you, Dad?
Yeah.
It seems like you.
Yeah, the bigger fish. I think it is. Yeah.
Seem like you have a better chance at dead baiting, but I quite enjoy lure fishing. I like the mobility of it, and I like the challenge as well.
Yeah,
because it is challenges, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, especially as we haven't done a lot of it.
No.
It's a steep learning curve.
Of course it is. I think we're doing all right so far, though.
Yeah,
I think we're cracking it.
Yeah, we're getting better at it.
Don't forget, we've been doing it at the tough times of year to do it.
Yeah,
haven't we?
And we've not been going like that often.
I think we've been out 5-6 times. That's it. So
yeah, in what?
and I think we've done well. I think we've done well so far. But beautiful day. It was yesterday as well, wasn't it? But
Yeah.
I mean, the water visibility of the canal, it doesn't look that clear considering we've not had much rain. Just trying a bit of a smoother retrieve. Letting it fall, having it. Great. What I'll probably do, folks, is when we turn round and start heading back towards the car, I'll put a little bit of a lighter setup on. I'll put on a 5 kg wire trace, so a nice light wire trace, and a little MEP spinner, a little 3 gram MEP spinner, and see whether we can get any little perch or anything, just to see if we can save the blank. I think it's got a slight rattle, this lure, as well. They really are good lures, to be fair. I know they're expensive, these ones, but hard to get as well. Especially this rainbow trout like I've got here, they're hard to get hold of. I lost one on the last session. I didn't actually post that session because I was so fuming about losing the lure. I know you've got to expect it, but yeah, I imagine there's quite a few snags in the marina, Dad. Hard work, this blanking. Right, let's put this little trace on and we'll have a go for a perch, see if we can save the blank. But I don't think there's many perch in here either. That's what that was the other thing I was told.
Not very fishing.
No, it's got quite big trebles on this actually. There we go. See how we get on with that, see if we get a perch. But I'm not very hopeful for today. Confidence has fallen off a cliff. Oh, just get me net. Hurry up, Dad, it's not going to stay on. No, yeah, quick. Oh no, Dad, it's gonna, we're gonna lose it. Hurry up. Oh! Well, I'm counting that one, folks. It was out the water, so I just couldn't get the net in time. It was just hooked, little jack pike. Yeah, I know, I didn't really want to though. Yeah, I could have swung it in, folks, but I'd rather not land it than risk damaging the fish, do you know what I mean? It's been tough going today as well. That was my only shot. I think that was in close runnings for my smallest ever pike. See, folks, using these 20 quid lures, and it's a simple £2.50 spinner that does the job. Yeah, it was literally just hooked, just under the gill. I just didn't want to swing it out. I could have done, it was only a small pike. I just don't think it would have been good for fish. I'm just making excuses, folks, I lost it now, but at least we know the little MEP spinner works. Tried and tested. That was. I think Dad's just changed onto a spinner as well. If you can't beat them, join them and all that. Dad's in, folks, Dad's in. So he's not scared of swinging them. Is that on a spinner? Little jack pike. Oh, I'll get the hook. You're right, just keep your held firm. Nailed it. Look at the size of that. It's covered in leeches, look.
Yeah, bottom of it. That's a small jet bite.
Hold it still, hold it still. Bit of fish curd. Spray it on the leeches as well, but they won't like that. Both swapped onto spinners and had a fish each. Hey, oh, look at this! She's using his WestysAngling towel. That time. Let's try it from this side. The problem with these really fine wire traces is they tend to kink up quite badly and wrap around your spinner. Well, folks, I've just lost my spinner on a tree root or something like that. Broke off. That's the problem when you're using fairly light hook lengths and targeting the perch or maybe some of the smaller pike. You know, you need to be using substantial tackle if you don't want to lose your gear. But yeah, just lost my spinner down there in the edge on a root or something. But we're going to call it a day there and get packed up anyway. We're on our way back to the car, but I mean, fairly successful little morning out. Two little jack pike between us, so I can't really complain with that. So I just want to say thanks very much for watching this short lure fishing video, and we'll see you in the next WestysAngling.